And just God allows that to happen. Their time to prophesy was 3.5 years. 3.5 years is over, and so then God allows the beast to kill the 2 witnesses. And the whole world loves it, because the world wants to do all their debauchery and evil and sinful stuff, so they all love it. And so verse 10, they rejoice and they make merry and they give gifts to each other. And then the false prophet then, which is probably the Pope, he then will get the world to make a image. Revelation 13. Revelation 13, that verse 11 mentions another beast coming up out of the earth. And that would be the Pope, or it's the false prophet anyway, whoever that is. And he says, let's see, verse 14, Revelation 13:14, he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So, beast kills the 2 witnesses, and so they think, well, he's the greatest, because 3.5 years we've been trying to kill these 2 witnesses. Nobody could do it. And we hate the 2 witnesses, because they want us to serve God and follow the law. We don't like that. They say we're going to hell for this. We don't like that. We like the Antichrist, because he's the one letting us do whatever our dastardly deeds are, and he rewards us and thinks we're great for that. So then, now that he's been able to kill them, well, that right there shows that he's God. I mean, God wouldn't allow him to kill the 2 witnesses unless they were of the devil. I mean, that's what's going to be said. And so the 2 witnesses are killed, and so then here comes the false prophet, the Pope, and he says, okay, we need to make an image to show our appreciation to the beast. So the image that they make then is of his mother Mary. So that's why it's called the image of the beast. And then once he accepts it, it becomes the image to the beast. Other way around. It's the image to the beast. It's a gift to him. And once he accepts it, then it becomes the image of the beast. So then you've got, so you have the image to the beast, which would be of Mary, Queen of Heaven. Last night we went over, I talked about how the Queen of Heaven is in all these different religions and all these different cultures. So they'll all accept that. Because although this is the Catholic Mary, it also looks like there's also a Queen of Heaven in all major religions. And they're willing to bow down to that because it'll look like they're queen too. And so then if they don't bow down to it, then they are to be killed. And that right there in 13:15 seems like then it's AI, artificial intelligence there, that the image can now kill people. It appears there. So anyway, what ends up happening then, now that the beast, he's resurrected and he kills the 2 witnesses, now he becomes the one world power. So he still has a 7-year covenant with Israel, but now for the second half, the Antichrist rules the world from Jerusalem. And since he has already proved that he is God, in the minds of most people, then now he shows his true colors. That before he had you obeying the Mosaic law, but now he doesn't do that anymore. And what he really is into, the Antichrist is into New Age stuff, which is why that's going on right now. It's preparing the world for New Age. If you go to Daniel 11, you go to Daniel chapter 11, it talks about this Antichrist in verse 36. In Daniel 11, verse 36, it says, Daniel 11:36, and the king, so that's the Antichrist, shall do according to his will. So this is the last half of the tribulation period, where now he's going to institute his will. Instead of doing what the Jews wanted him to do, he's already killed the 2 witnesses. The whole world worships him as God. Satan has given him his seat, his power, and his authority. And so now he can do whatever he wants. And so it says, he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished. In other words, he's going to prosper till the end of the tribulation period. For that is determined shall be done. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers. So he's not going to regard, the God of his fathers would be Jehovah God, the Jewish God. He's not going to regard him, nor the desire of women. I don't think that means he's a homosexual, although it could mean it. I just think it just means he's not going to listen to any appeal from a woman to try to get him to change his mind, is basically what it is. So he's not going to regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above all. But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, and a God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver, and with precious stones and pleasant things. So he worships the God of forces. And that would be the God of New Age. You know, the idea that you got all these chakras in your body, and that you've got the serpent coiled at the bottom of your spine, and that if you can release the energy through the third eye, and then that would be that force coming out of there, or that energy coming out of the third eye. Which is why you've got Star Wars, May the Force be with you. That's preparing us for this time too. And that right there, the God of forces, that's why you've also got the mark of the beast. You take it in your right hand or in your forehead, the third eye. The reason it's here is because the power from the coiled snake in the New Age forces theology is going to come through the third eye. So you get the mark right there to get that force coming through there. It's part of that. It's like you've aligned the mark of the beast is showing you've aligned yourself with the beast, so then you can get the power or the force of the Antichrist, which everybody wants because he was powerful enough to kill the two witnesses. And he does lying signs and wonders and a lot of other stuff. So they want that power. And just like the Queen of Heaven, Mary, all of the major religions have a mark at the third eye in the religion. Catholics have Ash Wednesday. They put that there for Lent. So they got their little mark there. Hindus, they've got the little red dot. Buddhists as well do that. So let's see, Hindus, Buddhists, Jews, they have the phylactery boxes. That they, bind it upon your forehead, bind it upon your arm, the law of God. God told them in Deuteronomy, bind it upon your arm, put it on your forehead. And the Pharisees, they took it literally. They put the little box of God's word on there. You see, I'm a good Jew, I got the law up there. And then the Muslims, they have what's called a prayer bump, where you bow down, you pray 5 times for every Friday, and if you're a good Muslim and you pray a lot, you show that you're a good Muslim by, if you keep bowing down, you just bang your head on the ground, and then that will create a bump there, and then that shows you're very devout. I know it's stupid, but that's what the devout Muslims do. It's like, yeah, I'm a good Muslim. Look at this prayer bump here. I've been bumping my head on that ground. I've been really praying to Allah, So the point is, all 5 major religions have something right there. So when he comes out with the mark, they'll take it. And that's where, and the reason he's doing that is that's the God of forces.
Yeah.
And he requires it. If you don't take the mark, you can't buy or sell. So you got to get it. If you want to eat, you're going to take the mark. And it's all tied to his religion. So anyway, so that's what he's going to... The short answer to your question is he'll be getting people to follow the Mosaic Law in the first half of the tribulation period, and then New Age stuff for the last half.
And that we're being conditioned now, as you said, like before I was saved, it was like, oh, the Kundalini, and everybody's tapping into their pineal gland and all that junk, and
Right, yeah, the Kundalini spirit and the power from that, yeah.
Yeah,
and prophecy isn't being fulfilled today, but the stage is being set for prophecy to be fulfilled. Like the Revelation 13:15, the image has the power to kill people. How does it do it? You asked me that 20 years ago, I'd have no idea. But now I know, well, we got artificial intelligence where it can do that. So you can see the state, artificial intelligence coming across. We've got New Age stuff, you know, Star Wars. You've got all the chakras. And you look at Christianity. I mean, all of that is getting more and more to the charismatic side. The more it goes on. I mean, when I was growing up, I grew up in a Pentecostal holiness church. So we had the moving in the Spirit, speaking in tongues. But, you know, you didn't have other denominations. They didn't get into that stuff. They thought that was maybe of the devil even. But now you can go into... I went to a concert at a Methodist church, and one of the people that's a member of the church were raising their hands during the church. I thought, Methodists raising their hands? What's going on here, you know? But they're getting, all these denominations now are getting more charismatic. A lot of these mega churches, they got the, you know, it's all about feeling the presence of the Spirit. It's not about doctrine or the teaching anymore. It's about the music and feeling that presence. And so, and see all of Christianity go into a charismatic feeling type thing. Maybe they're not speaking in tongues, but it's a feeling type thing that's going on. And it's just preparing the stage for the God of forces to come in.
Yeah. My folks go to a Baptist church where they often cite Star Wars and Lord of the Rings as ways to like convey the idea of the Holy Spirit and Christianity, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and they believe in the gifts, and you know.
Yeah, here it is, God of forces. So if they're conditioned with that and they're still around, then they'll think, oh yeah, this must be the Christ. I mean, this is what I heard about in the church all my life. Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, thank you.
All right, well, it's almost 9 o'clock. Well, thanks everybody for joining. Good night. See you Sunday.
Thank you, Eric. Good night. Bye, everybody.